Hello and welcome to Magalako, Minneapolis, my city, Minneapolis, on OROMIA11. This cultural media program is produced in Afaan Oromo in partnership with the city of Minneapolis. The program is designed to share information about the city services, events, policies, public health updates, emergency announcements, and the local resources that matter to Minneapolis residents. The content is culturally tailored so that news and information feel relevant and understandable for Oromo audiences. Today, we are meeting at a moment of deep concern for our city, as Minneapolis continues to respond to federal immigration enforcement activity, while federal officials recently withdrew approximately 700 enforcement officers. An estimated 2,000 agents remain active in the city, affecting neighborhoods and raising questions and fears in our community. We will be discussing how the city supports immigrant and refugee families, what resources are available, guidance on navigating enforcement actions, and how communities can stay safe and informed. Stay tuned for more as we are honored to welcome Michelle Rivero, Director of the City of Minneapolis, Office of Immigrant and Refugee Affairs, to Magalako, Minneapolis. Welcome to Magalako, Minneapolis. And tell us a little bit about you and what you do with the city of Minneapolis.
OIRA is dedicated to ensuring that community members who are born outside the United States are able to achieve lives of safety, of dignity, and of opportunity in the city. We connect people to free immigration legal service provider partners. We hold community hours virtually and in person to help community members to navigate resources. And we also lead events to ensure that people are aware of immigration developments, and we host programs like naturalization workshops so that people learn more about the immigration process, about their rights, and about the city's commitment to community by being a welcoming city.
Thank you, Michelle. What should families concerned about immigration enforcement know right now?
People should understand that even though the federal government has indicated a reduction of enforcement officers in Minneapolis, we still have an estimated 2,000 agents focused on enforcement in Minneapolis. And so communities are still at risk of immigration enforcement. So it is important to be prepared and to access the many resources that exist to help you. It's also important to know that the administration has been targeting refugees, although there was an important decision in court relating to Operation Paris. The federal court decision requires the government to halt this operation and release people who were detained in relation to this operation. It is very important to find a lawyer quickly, as the federal government is often transporting people out of the state once they are detained very quickly, sometimes within 24 hours. If you receive a notice to appear before an immigration agency or in court, do not ignore it. Instead, meet with an immigration attorney immediately to learn what to do next. The city has relationships with immigration service providers who are hosting virtual community hours. You don't have to leave your home in order to consult with an immigration attorney who can help you understand your rights and make a plan. To learn more, you can also visit the OIRA Know Your Rights page at minneapolismn.gov/OIRA on the Know Your Rights page. OIRA also hosts a bi-weekly information session online for community. Anyone can come to hear from experts who share updates on immigration policy, news, and resources. And both Minneapolis and St. Paul organize this meeting that takes place on the first and the third Thursdays of the month. You can receive an invite by emailing us at OIRA, O-I-R-A, at minneapolismn.gov, or sending a text to us at 612-394-6018. Again, it's 612-394-6018. And the next meeting is Thursday, February 19th from 4:30 to 6 p.m. online.
What resources are available for immigrants who need help or legal advice?
There are multiple free legal clinics operating in Minneapolis, and they offer in-person and virtual community hours. Remember that when you do a consultation, it is confidential, and you can walk in without an appointment. For OIRA, we invite you also to stop by our community office hours on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 777 East Lake Street. We hold virtual office hours on Mondays from 2 to 4, and you can learn more by emailing oira@minneapolismn.gov or by sending a text to 612-394-6018. On Wednesdays, OIRA also has a volunteer lawyer during community hours to answer questions and do intake for more in-depth legal help. It's first come, first served, and lawyers use language line to communicate in your language. Virtual hours are also available. There are Mid-Minnesota Legal Aid immigration-specific clinics, including from Monday through Thursday from 9:30 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon at African Community Services. The contact number is 612-721-9984, and that's at 1305 East 24th Street in Minneapolis. Also, Mondays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Waite House, and the contact number is 612-721-1681. That's at 2323 11th Avenue South in Minneapolis. Also on Thursdays from 9 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon at Brian Coyle. The telephone number is 612-338-5282, and that's at 420 South 15th Avenue in Minneapolis. Also on Fridays from 10 to noon at the Cedar Riverside Opportunity Center. The phone number is 612-425-4701, and that's at 505 15th Avenue South in Minneapolis. All of these clinics have in-person and virtual options. You can call to set up a virtual appointment. And there are also clinics that are hosted by other legal service providers in the metro area and across Minnesota through Minnesota's Immigration Legal Services Hub Initiative, through Law Help Minnesota at www.lawhelpmn.org.
Thank you again. What do I do if my family member is detained?
It's important to act quickly if a family member is detained. One of our legal service provider partners operates a detainee hotline. If you are detained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement or calling on behalf of someone in the custody of ICE, you can call 651-641-1011 during the following hours to receive assistance from Monday through Thursday from 1 to 3 p.m. If a person is detained, they may be processed at Fort Snelling and may quickly be transferred out of state. Before a family member is detained, it is important to be prepared. That includes making sure that family members or loved ones have the complete name of the person at risk. their alien number or A number and country of birth of all family members so that they can find them on the online detainee locator system. That's at locator.ice.gov. You can also reach out to your elected member of Congress for assistance. For residents of Minneapolis and Minnesota, this includes Representative Ilhan Omar, Senator Tina Smith, and Senator Amy Klobuchar. You can find legal service providers near detention centers at the following website, immigrationlawhelp.org. And for bonds, Midwest Bond Fund pays bonds for residents of Minnesota. There's information on getting bond assistance and also donating at this website, www.mibfc.org/get-help. And you can always reach out to OIRA to learn more.
Dr. Michelle, thank you again. And what should people do if ICE comes to their home?
Everyone has constitutional protections regardless of their immigration status. It's important to know your rights with ICE, and it's important to remember to assert your rights calmly and safely. If federal immigration agents come to your door, you should know this, and this is from our legal service provider partners. ICE needs a judge-signed warrant with your correct full name and address to enter. You can ask them to show you the warrant through the window or under the door. If there's no valid warrant, you have the right to keep your door closed. You can go to minneapolismn.gov/OIRA and click on the large blue banner that says Know Your Rights to watch a presentation video courtesy of Mid-Minnesota Legal Aid. Another thing to remember is how to stay safe at home. You can download an app, the Ready Now app, and enter your emergency contacts, including your lawyer, case manager, family, childcare, and other critical contact information. If arrest is imminent, about to happen, you can send multiple messages at the push of a button. Always carry copies of your immigration documentation and state ID with you. That includes your I-94 card, your employment authorization document, and Minnesota ID. Do not carry foreign documents like passport, consular ID, and documents like that. Please stay calm and do not resist arrest, even if you think that the arresting officers are acting unlawfully. And memorize the phone number of at least one trusted contact.
Director Michelle, thank you again. And are there resources for people who are sheltering at home right now?
So city employees are working with community partners to connect people with food, to offer heat shutoff protection, and help with past due heating bills. The city's emergency response website has a page called the Virtual Resource Center. You can access this at minneapolismn.gov/federal. You can also contact the Immigrant Defense Network helpline at 612-255-3112. There are lots of mutual aid groups that volunteers have organized spontaneously around the city. You can connect through trusted contacts like your children's school social worker or community liaison. If you live in Minneapolis, you can also look up your neighborhood organization and email or call them to ask if they can connect you with your local mutual aid network through Neighbors Helping Neighbors. And you can look up your area's neighborhood organization at minneapolismn.gov/neighborhood-day.
What should residents do if they witness abuse or violations of their rights?
So the Attorney General, Keith Ellison, has launched a forum on his website in English, Spanish, Hmong, and Somali that Minnesotans can use to report information about the impacts that federal actions in Minnesota, including Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, and Customs and Border Protection, CBP, have had on them personally or someone close to them, or that they have personally witnessed. Examples could include violations of constitutional rights, including racial profiling, excessive force, retaliation against protesters, observers, and media. Other impacts: business closures, reduced healthcare education access, other issues impacting public safety and civil liberties, federal funding cuts and grant terminations, or terms and conditions tied to federal program participation, other administrative actions by federal agencies. And collecting this information, collecting evidence is important. And the AG's office may be able to help support collecting this evidence for people who might have difficulty using the form. The form is available at ag.state.mn.us/federal-action. There are reports that federal agents, including ICE, are detaining or arresting U.S. citizens. If a U.S. citizen is in the custody of ICE, a person can seek legal advice, can contact their member of Congress. Minneapolis residents can also contact U.S. Representative Ilhan Omar, whose office can inquire about the status of a U.S. citizen. They may need a privacy authorization from a family member and proof of U.S. citizenship. Contact is omar.house.gov/contact, and you can also reach out by phone at 612-333-1272. People living outside Minnesota's 5th Congressional District should contact their representative for assistance. And you can also contact our U.S. Senators, Amy Klobuchar and Tina Smith, at senate.gov and click Find Your Senator. If you or someone you know believe they were improperly arrested or detained by ICE, you may also consider contacting the American Civil Liberties Union of Minnesota, or ACLU. The ACLU accepts reports regarding potential unlawful conduct by federal agents, and the form is located at aclu-mn.org/ICE-feds-form.
Is there anything else you think our audience should know?
Again, our bi-weekly online information session on Thursdays is a wonderful resource for community to hear from experts and ask questions about immigration policy news and resources. You can get a link to join by emailing us at oira@minneapolismn.gov, OIRA@minneapolismn.gov, or by sending us a text to 612-394-6018. Again, 612-394-6018. I hope to see folks there, and our next forum, which is Thursday, February 19th from 4:30 to 6 p.m. online. You can also find resources and the latest updates about how the city is responding to federal actions at minneapolismn.gov/federal.
Director Michelle, thank you for taking your time and sharing this important information with our audiences, and we appreciate the work you and your team do every day to support, immigrants and refugee families in Minneapolis.
Thank you very much.
To our community, during this challenging time, please look out for one another, stay informed, and know your rights. Support and the resources are available, and you are not alone. Thank you for watching Magala Ko Minneapolis on OROMIA11. Until next time, stay safe and take care of each other.